Welcome to a weekly reading for March 3rd through the 9th. This is going to be a little tarot forecast for the week upcoming. This is for all signs, March 3rd through 9th, 2025. We'll see what's coming up for the week, what you can kind of expect more at the beginning of the week, more at the end of the week. Kind of a general overview, and then also sort of blessings and warnings for the week. Warnings such as they are. If there's anything we can look out for. So let's get into it. This is the Modern Day Witch Tarot. I will go ahead and put the decks that I'm using in the description, and we'll go from there. Well, hello. So all major arcana cards this week. First to the Hanged One, the Two of Cups, and the Empress in reverse. So if we start to look at these individually, the Hanged One is a real energy about surrender. About surrender. I was going to say giving up, but it's less about giving up. It's about giving up to give in. It's about surrendering to the larger picture and feeling good in the surrender. Not giving up, not like giving your power away, but leaning into the power you have and going with the flow. And when we do that, when we put up our own agenda, especially if it's been strong and it hasn't been working, we can see things from a different perspective, right? So as she's hanging upside down, there's sort of like this halo, this glow of new inspiration, new ideas, seeing the world from a whole new perspective. And there's also a sense of like sacrifice in this for the greater good, sacrifice in this for a greater perspective. So putting your own personal agenda on hold for a larger one, and really sacrificing your particular timeline in this instance for something that the universe says it's going to work a lot better. And maybe you haven't had a particular timeline. Maybe you haven't been trying to like push an agenda or move forward on something really strongly. If you have been feeling like things haven't been working out, or like you just don't know what direction to move in, this is your sign this week that it's not going to be a week of strong movement forward. And that's okay. That's a perfect energy to sit in and sort of saturate in the week. See what messages Spirit continues to give you this week. See what different perspectives, what different messages come through when you look at things a different way, or when you give up trying to continue to do it the way that you think you should have, or on the timeline that you should have, or the way that you think things should work out. Like you can't logic your way through this week is what this card is telling us. Two of Cups, really sweet energy. Oh, I saw this as the Lover's card, so I just lied straight to you. It's not a week all of major arcana. This is a minor arcana card. Two of Cups, really beautiful, sweet connections. This is the perfect connection at the perfect time. It could absolutely be a new relationship or romantic love or rekindling of a relationship if you're already currently partnered, but it can also just mean like the perfect friendship comes into your life, or maybe a rekindled friendship. At this time, Venus just went retrograde, or it's going retrograde. I think it just hit its retrograde. And it'll be that way for a few weeks into April. So the recurrence of old relationships. This doesn't necessarily mean you're supposed to get back together with your ex, but it could mean that there are partnerships coming into view that are going to be really supportive and helpful. Is that really supportive and helpful in clarifying what you really don't want from the past? Maybe, but more likely it's going to be something sweet, perfectly poised for this moment to support you moving forward. And this one in particular, like a real bridging of two worlds, right? We have one who's standing like in water, one on land, one that's very connected to maybe like their emotional body, psychic abilities, nurturing, like a very feeling state, and the other standing on land, maybe more practical, coming in with a more material, structured, logic perspective, and both offering cups to the other person. So in this instance, both people that are connecting here are full. They are full. They are not coming to each other from a place of lack, but really excited to connect with the fullness of who they are to create something better. We see the caduceus in the background. This could be a really healing relationship, or your relationship could be very healing for other people. Maybe what you can do in the world is going to be a healing modality for other people. The lion is a symbol of our heart, a leadership from our heart moving forward. With wings, you can spread your message far. So, and a lighthouse in the background, messages for other people, like being a beacon of hope, a light inspiration for others. Ooh, so no big deal or pressure on your relationships this week, but that's a lot coming through for a really beautiful message around partnership. And be open to seeing this that in a way that you wouldn't have expected. The Empress in reverse. So this could be an overabundance of feminine energy this week. As you do sort of like give in to a timeline or way that you didn't want to necessarily do things, or as you're kind of like waiting for things to get started, and maybe even with the beginning of a new relationship or being excited about partnership, this could be an abundance this week of ways that we are leaning into our feminine, rest, relaxation, rejuvenation in a way that may or may not serve us. Or that rest, rejuvenation, relaxation may not be available to you in a way that you would like it to be towards the end of the week. The Empress is such a gorgeous, gorgeous card, gorgeous energy. She is the accumulation of all four queens. So she has an abundance of emotional maturity, love, nurturing, psychic abilities. She is fully financially and materially wealthy and abundantly like luxury. Look at these huge, beautiful, gorgeous pillows. The Queen of Wands. She has so much confidence, so much ability to like lead and guide others in creative projects, so much vitality, so much like sexuality in the way that it means she's connected to the world and her power. And so much maturity and ability in her mental capacity, the Queen of Swords, logic, the ability to see through things and to cut through the BS and to really understand the true nature of a project and be able to like logic and see the overall picture and how it could work out best step by step. The culmination of those is a really gorgeous, beautiful energy of a full feminine panel, and being able to just rest and relax and how fabulously worthy and gorgeous and magnetic she is this week. So when she's in reverse, there could be sort of like a lack of that confidence, or maybe we can be leaning too much into the rest and relaxation, right? The Empress, the feminine energy means we get to sort of relax, rest, and then take action. It's a real card of feeling like very full, very relaxed, very on pause before you move into the world, before you move into action. So the end of this week is kind of like, even if you're not feeling your most resourced, or you might get messages that you could kind of like, pick it up a little bit if you're feeling like you have rested a lot this week. Time will tell. Time will tell. Let's go ahead and get a couple of other cards. What can we look forward to, or what's coming up at the beginning of the week? And we'll get one card for the end of the week. So what is kind of like the message, or what is the beginning of the week bringing us? And what is the end of the week bringing us? These cards in particular are really slippery. I don't know if that's consistent for all decks, but this is a very like smooth card, which I guess is really appropriate for this sort of like snakeskin vibe. This is the Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. It's a great one. Okay, so the beginning of the week, Four of Swords, and the end of the week, the Star in reverse. Okay, interesting. So that's kind of helping us flesh out this Empress card. So as we start the week, it could feel a little sleepy. We've just had like a new moon at the end of February. So, our beginning of the week is March 3rd, but there could be really kind of sleepy vibes. It's time to rest. It's time to put your thoughts on hold. I don't mean all thoughts, but the Four of Swords is a card about coming off the battlefield, about giving up the need or the ability to like think your way through or take action for a second. It's peaceful, and it's time to like lean more into your intuition than it is to like use your mind. It's really time to rest, take a nap, restore, rejuvenate. This kind of works well with this Hanged one in reverse. It's like the first part of the week here is a real time to kind of give up in the best way, to surrender, to break down, to break through, right? If things haven't been working for you, or if you haven't been able to kind of like figure out how you're going to move forward on projects, start the week off by like giving up or putting on pause or calming the momentum on projects that you're doing or conversations that you're having in order to like hear new messages. as we get towards the end of the week, the star in reverse here says we might feel, especially if you kind of didn't listen to this message and you're efforting, and like you can't quite get to where you want to go, or things aren't working out like you want, or potentially something might have fallen through this week with the Empress in reverse. You might not have gotten that opportunity you were looking for. The star in reverse says we're having a hard time holding faith or believing that the light in the dark is really there, or that we might see the light at the end of the tunnel. And when the star is in reverse, instead of having a feeling of being boosted by inspiration and an innate knowing that things are going to work out, we have to self-source our faith. We have to dig deep for our practices of believing that it's going to work out regardless of the circumstances outside of us. And that is possible. That builds faith. That is a practice and a deep sense of positivity in your nervous system when you do it over time that you can rely on when, stuff hits the fan. And it doesn't just look like roses are coming up outside all of the time, right? So towards the end of the week, we might sort of have a test. There might be a test. And I say test in air quotes because it's all going to work out fine. The universe is always sending us to our best and most amazing beneficial outcome. And the end of the week might be a test on kind of like going to the gym. Like if something falls through, if something isn't going the way that you want, or if you're not just sort of like automatically feeling like you're most brilliant, you're most confident, you're most financially successful, or you're most like heart-centered forward person, lean into your practices for faith, for believing that things are going to work out, lean into affirmations, whatever practices you have that kind of like double down on things being okay and things working out, because it might not be an innate gift from the universe this week with the star in reverse. All right. But again, just know that it's all working out for the best. It never happens to you. It happens for you. Let's get blessings and warnings. So what can we really feel blessed by this week? What is coming in to really shower us with delight, lift us up, support us this week? And what is something that we can kind of look for to be aware of and potentially work around or with this week? Oh, Seven of Cups, really sweet. Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, amazing. It's pretty consistent. So Seven of Cups here says we can really lean into a plethora of opportunities, especially when it comes to relationships. So if you've been trying to choose between one or two people, if you've been dating a lot and you've been wanting to like lock something down or make something exclusive, know that especially with this Two of Cups here, that's going to be possible for you. And you're going to get your pick. You're going to get like, it's not like you just end up with someone or end up in this relationship or connection because they were the last person standing. The Seven of Cups, as a card of what we can really lean into and a blessing for this week, says we are going to be blessed with a plethora, an array, a large selection of people, of relationship options, of fantasies, of ideas, of possibilities. So the Seven of Cups are all these cups in the sky. They're not yet manifest, but they are options for us. And each of the cups holds a different personality, a different option, a different way forward. And if this isn't about relationship for you, cups can represent or do represent our, relational body, our heart, our emotions, our connection through emotion, our intuition. This can be a card about daydreaming, but if it's not, it could absolutely be about different like job opportunities or ways that you want to move forward in the world. And so we're going to have a real blessing in terms of our breadth of imagination and where we can go, which is a really beautiful and consistent message with like the Four of Swords and the Hanged One. It's like, it's a real time to kind of rest, relax, and be in our emotional body and imagination at the beginning of the week. It's really going to like serve you well. You'll come out at the end of the week feeling like you have more options, and that's like a real blessing for us, like a resource this week. So lean into ways that you can dream, that you can journal, that you can meditate, because at some point you have to choose, right? Like that's the deal with the Seven of Cups. So I'll put this here so we can see it. And the Two of Wands in reverse. So there could be, as we make certain connections or as we connect with other people, there could be others that fall away or opportunities that fall away. The Two of Wands in reverse is, again, kind of goes with the Star and the Empress. Maybe this is unexpected. Maybe something that you were expecting to connect with. This could absolutely be a creative venture or a project. It could be a relationship that you were hoping for. So maybe one really forms at the cost of another. Maybe you do choose. This is a total possibility. Maybe you do choose and it means another person or another option has to like fall away this week. And there's some sadness about that. There's something like, well, I didn't get all of my cake and I couldn't eat all of it too, or whatever the saying would be. And it's making me feel a little bit despondent. Or maybe it's a job situation. You had a lot of options at the beginning of the week. There was one that really formed and you chose. And then there's a way that something else kind of fell away. And that can be a really positive thing, right? It's like when we choose, you move forward in connection and in like a very firm way on something. And you can't do that with 17 possibilities at the same time. We can't carry 17 projects forward at the same time. So that's kind of looking like what this waiting period is. It's like, okay, wait, before we continue to move forward in maybe a unsustainable way with a lot of people or a lot of, projects or a lot of job opportunities or whatever it is, we actually need to choose. You need to choose and link up and make the choice from your heart. So even if it's not about a relationship here, make sure that what you are offering, you are full of, and the other side or offer is full as well to come together for something really beautiful. And then kind of weather the storm here, if there is one, or disappointments. Could be a very light version of all of that, or to the other end of the spectrum, heavy, of the closing of the doors on the other options, which is actually a great thing because it means you really get to focus in on what you chose. All right, let's get just like a last oracle card here for the week. This is the Elemental Oracle, and I've been using these, I think, in the last couple of months for monthly readings as well. Go check out your monthly reading. Wow, okay. Let's get one for the week. Okay. Earth. Beautiful. Let's see. So we have home, Earth. Really gorgeous. It's so much about grounding, and look how she's like really wrapped up in the earth. A lot. If you've seen some of my monthly videos or videos I've done in the past with these cards, you know that they can be so intricate. Like, I'm struck by how simple this one is. Some of them have so many elements going on, and they're all photographic, so they can be like a very almost overwhelming image and like worlds on worlds. Like, actually, literally, some of them like take you out into the cosmos and like planets and stuff. This one is so simple. It's so deeply simple. She's wrapped in earth. The colors are just simple. It's almost like she's underwater here under like a really beautiful sunbeam, just so enjoy being in her body. It's almost like overwhelming gratitude, or like this really beautiful sense of being at home and being comfortable in her own skin, and having that be so relatable to the earth that she's on. And, this could be a really great message to ground yourself in the earth, on the earth this week, right? So like if you, go to a park, actually put your feet on the grass. It actually it does really good things for like your electrical circuitry in your body and your nervous system. Put your feet in the ocean if you live by the ocean. Put your feet, connect with the earth in a way. I feel like that the earth itself is actually going to help heal and ground you through the week. The 1 and the 5 is the 6, which in the tarot is the Lover's card, which is all about choice and or relationship, moving towards relationship. So coming back home to yourself, and when we come into alignment, we come into perfect connection with all that is outside of us, including right relationship. So have a really beautiful week. This is some really beautiful messages. We're set up to succeed here and receive a lot of support. I hope it's a great one.